Well, hello, it's Marci Javril. Hello, and I'm here to offer you some great health tips, great health habits that you should start doing if you haven't already been. I've been doing a lot of these health habits all my life, and I'm going to turn 69 this week. Unbelievable. I can't believe it anyway. I started doing saltwater cleansing when I was a yoga student back when I was 21. And I have to tell you, oh, a retreat where they say saltwater cleansing, watch out because it's pretty involved. For instance, we started off with pranayama in the morning, and then we didn't eat anything, and then we went out and had warm salt water, like a gallon of it, maybe more. We started drinking it and drinking it and drinking it, and then we had dug a trough down the hillside next to the footpath, and everybody got to stand next to that trough. And after you drank a lot of this warm salt water, you started letting it out again, and it went out everywhere. So just remember that you are a body of water. You are from the ocean. We're all saline, and saline is the right pH to cleanse your mucous membranes. So I'm not going to go into drinking salt water today, but please remember that I have a book. It's called Feel Like Yourself Again, and you can find it on Amazon. Just come to my website, yogaoftouch.com, and you will see everything there. Join my newsletter, join my YouTube channel, because I have all of these. After we do the live session, you will find them on my YouTube channel, and so you'll be able to do them again and pass them forward. So I have a chapter that's actually called ENT. ENT is the medical term for ear, eyes, nose, and throat. Well, we're not really going to do the eyes today, but if you were, you would definitely use an eye cup with salt water. Instead, I want to really focus on all these orifices that are so close to all the lymph system that I keep telling you about. So your lymph nodes, there's a cluster of them all around here, and that's because if anything comes in through these 7 orifices, yes, you have 7 orifices here, and this is again why we're worried about flu and virus, and why we wear a mask to make sure nothing comes in, because guess what? Your first barrier to disease is your skin. So anywhere that something could come into your skin, that's a danger, and that's why your immune system, which is embedded in every lymph node, you have T cells that are going to fight any invaders. 20%, 20% of your lymph nodes are found in the head area, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orifices where the skin is open, and bacteria and invaders can come in. So what's the first thing you need to do? Well, you need to flush it out. Just the same as if you had dirt coming into your front door, you'd want to go sweep it out. So how are you going to sweep your body of water? And welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. How are you going to sweep all this stuff out of your body? Well, guess what? The quickest solution is saline. Now, I know a lot of you have talked about neti pot. I actually don't like a neti pot because it's very hard to sterilize, and it's awkward, and it's not as efficient, and you have to put your own little blend of stuff into it. Guess what? Go to CVS. If you're not a contact lens user, you don't know this, but we use saline solution to put our contacts in and out. And it's already mixed, and it's got a squirt bottle, and then you can recycle it. Good idea. And you can also buy saline nose spray. right? And that's actually what you should be taking with you on the airplane and doing this all the time, because your nose is constantly grabbing little stuff and trying to scoot it out again. And that's why you sneeze. That's why you build up mucus. All of those reasons. Your body is so smart, so smart. So how should you begin? Well, every morning I get up and I have, and this isn't saline, but by the way, it does really help. It's called oil pulling. I use my coconut oil, and I take a teaspoon of coconut oil and put it in my mouth and swish it around for about 10 or 15 minutes while I walk around. And then I spit it out. And then I take a glass of warm lemon water. That is a fantastic way to start the cleansing process first thing in the morning. So this is a totally good habit to have, a preventive habit to have. And if you are worried about the whole exposure and bacteria thing, then this is definitely what you want to be doing every day. And virus, yes, bacteria, virus, any invaders, any microorganisms that are going to come in, your body's going to try to either contain them, push them out, or fight them. So you can help. You are a body of water, 60 to 80%. So, salt, how do you know how much salt? Well, you actually don't. You don't know how much salt. And what kind of salt are you using? That's also a problem. Don't use salt. Get saline. So the first thing I recommend you to do, in this order, you're going to squirt your nose, then you're going to gargle it out, and then scrape your tongue. If you do that, oh, and then how do you involve the ears? Well, I showed you in one of my lessons how to do reflexology for the ears. So that's how you do the ears. The ears should be cleaned with a whole different thing, not saline. So there's a special wax removal system for ears. But in any case, starting with the nose, instead of using that silly neti pot, and I'm not going to do it in front of you because it is kind of messy, but you want to get over a sink, and then what you're going to do is take the saline, turn your head upside down, squirt, hold off one nostril, and squirt it into the other one. Squirt and pull it in by snorting, right? Squirt and snort up, and then put your head straight up and snort down into your sink. Ugh. Yeah, you might want to be running a little bit of hot water in the sink, and make sure you're going to clean the sink after this, right? So you do that about 3 times. Hold the nostril, squirt into the other one and snort it up, and then turn your head straight up and down and snort it out. 3 times each nostril. So then you would do the other one, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then, or if you didn't like that too well, you could use this saline spray, because these are also the right pH and they're sterile. I am worried about people who mix their own salts. Are you using distilled sterile water? What are you mixing it in? How much salt are you using? Where did it come from? Much easier. So then after you squirt your nose, you're going to have all this debris coming down the back of your throat. That's when you can either use saline again to gargle, or you can do what I like to, which is I take peroxide and 1-to-1 ratio. You put half a cup of peroxide and half a cup of water, and then put it in its own little jug so you've got it all the time, and label it mouthwash, right? It's just peroxide, but it's fantastic. So after you've squirted and gotten your nose all clean, then you want to clean out what's in there. So then you take your peroxide and you take it in and you gargle it and spit it out. And do that about 3 times. Okay, so now everything from your nose and your eyes actually might tear a little bit while you do this. That's great, because you want them to be activated too. So then the punchline is what a lot of people don't understand. Tongue scraping. Here is your tongue scraper. Let's see if I can get it closer. Yeah? Looks like this. It's stainless steel. It's bent in the right kind of curve. And what you're going to do with it is take it to the back of your mouth and scrape. To the back of your mouth and scrape. And you're going to do this, and every time you come down into the sink, ooh, you're going to see all this mucus coming out. And actually, I like to count to about 50. I'm not going to do my own tongue because it's really messy. But, so after you've nose, gargle, now it's time to scrape. So again, running a little bit of hot water in the sink, perfect. You should do that. And as you're doing that, you're going to scrape and then shake it off and rinse it out and scrape maybe 50 times until you see that your tongue actually, when you touch it, it feels clean. It doesn't feel slimy anymore because you cleaned it all off and you've used the right pH for it. Fantastic. That's what you should be doing on a regular basis. How often? Every day these days. If you want to avoid contamination that comes in, wash it out right away. So the problem with the tongue, sometimes people go much too hard. So don't go too hard, go slowly, don't hurt, don't create pain, and don't scrape vigorously. It's a gentle scrape. You're just trying to get the slime off of the tongue. Yeah. So here's the reason. Is not only the tongue important for eating and talking and all that great stuff and kissing sometimes, but the tongue is also has reflex points on it. Come to my website, yogaoftouch.com. Sign up for my newsletter and you'll find out all of this stuff in advance. And check out my book on Amazon at yogaoftouch.com because I've got all of this in a whole big chapter to tell you. A whole chapter of what to do and how to clean it all out and how to get your life on track again. Because if you don't do it, who will? Self-care is number 1. Please take care of yourself and pass this forward to your family members. It's so important. So what did I go over today? I said I start my morning with my coconut oil flush. It's called oil pulling, and it pulls all the bacteria out of your teeth. And then you're going to do saline in your nose. And then gargle your mouth. And then scrape your tongue. And then your whole head is going to feel so fantastic. Then go ahead and do all that lymph massage stuff I taught you because it's going to be so much more effective without all that garbage in the way. So thank you so much for coming. I'm Marci Javril. I'm so happy to see you here. Be treated well and treat yourself well. And I'll see you again soon.